Okay, so good morning, everyone. So see here in the last class, we were discussing about the decision tree. Okay, so we have seen one of the algorithm that we will be using in order to build a decision tree. The algorithm name is Hunt's algorithm. Say this algorithm, applies the greedy strategy in order to build a decision tree here, and it will be making the locally optimum decisions here in order to partition the data. Okay, so it will be applying the recursive function here so that it will be able to that is partition the data successfully so that it will be able to build the final decision tree. So this ANTS algorithm, so it is one of the greedy algorithm. So it is going to apply the greedy strategy here in order to build a decision tree. So at each step, it will be applying some test condition in order to partition the data into purer subsets here. Okay, so I explained the algorithm also in the last class. See, suppose if you have got a training record set that is denoted by dt here, and if you have got the labels like y1, y2, and so on yc, then if all the records in this dt, if they belong to the same class, okay, that is yt, then we will be creating a leaf node, and that leaf node will be labeled with yt. Right? This is when all the records of dt they belong to the same class. Okay, so if they have got the same class label that is denoted by yt, then we will be creating a leaf node, and that leaf node will be denoted by yt. Suppose if this dt is empty, if it is an empty set, then again we will be creating a leaf node here, and we will be labeling the default class name as the class name here. So that is denoted by yd. Okay, so suppose if the dt contains records that belong to more than one class, then we will be choosing one of the attribute as a test condition in order to partition the data set here. Okay, so this is the algorithm, see, that we will be using for that is building a decision tree. Okay, so I had given one example. So see here, if this is the training data set, then how we can construct the decision tree for that. As I said, say we'll be checking for the first condition, that is whether this training data set contains all the records that belong to the same class. But here, so see here in the class label, say we have got records that belong to more than one class, so we can't create a leaf node here because they don't contain a class label that belong to only a single class, so it contains a mixture of two classes. So here at this step, what we need to do is we need to choose one of the attribute as a that is a splitting test condition in order to partition the data sets here. Okay. So this example is actually for that is loan repayment. Say if a customer has paid the loan on time. Okay. So then say this defaulted borrower will be labeled as no. If he has not repaid the loan, then it will be indicated by yes. Okay, so no means that the defaulted borrower, no means that the customer has repaid the loan on time, he has not cheated, it means that he has paid the loan on time. And yes means that see, the customer has not paid the loan on time, he has cheated. Okay, so that is the meaning here. So here the first step is we need to choose one of the condition that is one of the test condition here by choosing one of the attribute. So see here, so this is the table here. So initially see majority classes, that is no. Okay, so we have created a leaf node with the class level that is defaulted is equal to no. Next we will be choosing one of the test attribute. Okay, so that is a test condition to partition the data set here. So we have chosen homeowner. Okay, so homeowner as the next to test condition. And see, the majority of the people who have own home, see, they have got the defaulted that is class label as no. Okay, so for us it is, so that is class label is no for majority of the people who have got their own home. Okay, so those people they have not cheated, so their class level has been assigned with no. So what we have done is, see, for the homeowner who have got their own home, that is class level S. See here, who have got the home loan means they must be assigned with S here. Okay, so for them, see, the class level that is assigned is the defaulted is equal to no. Okay, so now see here this part. Okay, so we need to refine again by choosing one more test condition. So next test condition we will be choosing here, that is marital status. Okay, so if you observe here, see the people, okay, so who are single and divorced, okay, so those people, see they have not paid the loan on time, or they have cheated the bank. Okay, so for them, see, we have assigned the class label as this, that is for the people whose marital status is single and divorced, say they have not paid the loan on time. So if you observe here, see for the single people, okay, so the class label is S. Okay, so single, that is S, and here homeowner is no. Okay, so if you observe here, see this one we have created for the homeowner no. Among those, that is set of records who have got the homeowner no and marital status is single and divorced. If you observe for them, see homeowner no and marital status is, that is single. See for them defaulted borrower yes. Okay, so see in the same way, see for the homeowner no and the people who are single, see for them defaulted borrower is yes. So like that, see for the homeowner no and divorced people, so see here the defaulted borrower is yes. So majority it is, see for the people who don't have the own home and marital status is single and divorced. See they have not repaid the loan, so defaulted borrower. So class level assigned is yes. See for the married people who do not have home. Okay. So for the married people who do not have home, see it is class level is no here. Okay. So if you observe here, say for the married people, okay, so who do not have home, so for them, see the class label is no, so we have assigned that defaulted is equal to no. Okay, so next we have got one more attribute, that is annual income. See annual income, see for the single and divorced people whose annual income is less than 80K, see for them defaulted is equal to no. It means that they have successfully repaid their loan on time. And for the single and divorced people whose annual income is greater than or equal to 80K, see for them defaulted borrower is equal to yes. It means that they have not repaid the loan on time. So that is based on, again, see these value we have considered here. So like this, we have constructed the complete decision tree here. So this is the procedure that we will be following using the Hunt's algorithm. Okay. So now coming to see one more example. So see here, say same thing, we have just modified that one. Okay, so here we have rechanged this one, that is refund we have considered attribute, and then see here, instead of defaulted borrower we have considered it as cheat. Okay, just for understanding purpose we have rechanged this, and we have got the taxable income here, and then one more attribute is marital status. Okay, so again see here, see this training data set, it is for the people who have paid the loan amount or not. Okay, that is whether they have cheated the bank or not cheated the bank. Okay, so if they have paid the loan amount on time, it means that they have not cheated. For them, we will be assigning the class level as no, and the people who have not paid the loan on time. Okay, so for them, see the cheated class level is assigned as S. Okay, so for this problem we need to construct a decision. So see here we have specified the step-by-step procedure here. So initially, okay, so we will consider the class level as majority class level, that is no, that is they have not cheated, so I have considered it as don't cheat. Okay, so since majority class level is no here, okay, so initially we have created a leaf node with the class level that is don't cheat. Okay, so next we will choose one of the test attribute here in order to divide the that is records into subsets here. So we have chosen refund. Okay, so if you see here, the people who have done the refund, see for them the class label is no. See if you observe here, see majority of the test records who have got the refund as S, see for them that is cheat class label is no. Okay, so here also S and class label is no, and here S and class label is no. So we have created a leaf node, see that is by traversing this test condition, that is refund, who have done the refund, see for them we have considered the class level as don't cheat. Okay, so again this one we need to refine here by considering the subsequent, that is test conditions of the attributes. So next test condition that we have chosen is marital status. Okay, so marital status we have chosen. Okay, so for the people who have not done the refund, okay, so that is refund is no, and marital status is single and divorced. Okay, so we need to consider the refund as no. Okay, and then the marital status is single. Okay, so if you observe here, single and divorced. So no and divorced. Okay, so and then we have got here no, and then here also no, and then single. Okay, so for them class label is yes, that is they have cheated. So for single and divorced, we have considered the class label as cheat. Okay, and for the married people who do not have that is who have not done the refund. Okay, so for them, see if you observe here. Okay, so no, and then married people. See the for them class label is that is no. Okay, so no, and then married people for them class label is no. It means that they have not cheated. So don't cheat. We have considered the class label as don't cheat. Okay. So next again, see we will refine this one based on the taxable income. See for the people who are single and divorced who have not done the refund and who are single and divorced. See whose income is less than 80K. So again they have not cheated. So based on this we need to consider three attributes here. That is refund is no, and then marital status is single and divorced. Okay, so the class label is no here. That is for the income less than 80K. That is 70K if you consider. That is class label is no here. Okay. So we have considered that is for the taxable income less than 80K. So we have considered the leaf label as that is don't cheat. Okay. So in the same way, for the people who have not done the refund and marital status is single and divorced and whose taxable income is greater than or equal to 80K, see they have cheated the bank. Okay. So the class label that is assigned is cheat here. Okay. So this is the final decision tree that we have constructed by looking at this training record. So that the algorithm that we have used here is that is Hunt's algorithm that is for building a decision tree. So now, so see here among these, see as I said, say this refund and then marital status and taxable income. See these are the splitting attributes. So using these attributes, we will be splitting the records into purer subsets here. So each time we will be selecting one of the attribute as a splitting attribute, and then we will be dividing the records or splitting the records here. Initially, we had chosen refund as a splitting attribute, and then at the next step we have chosen the marital status and then taxable income. So these that is attributes, they are called as splitting attributes, which are used to split or divide the training records here. Okay. And one more thing is, see, it is not the thing that you must have only one kind of a decision tree. So this was the decision tree which we had built. Okay, that is this one. Okay, so you can have more than one decision tree also. So see here, instead of choosing refund first, we have chosen the marital status. See, marital status who are married, see for them class label is no, that is they have not cheated. Okay. And for the single and divorced, we have chosen next to splitting attribute, that is refund. Okay, so the marital status is single and divorced and who have done the refund, see for them class label is no. Okay, and the people who are single and divorced and see, we have chosen one more that is splitting condition, that is taxable income. And for them whose taxable income is less than 80K, they are not cheated. So class level is no. And whose income is greater than 80K, for them class level is yes. So this is one more decision tree that we have constructed. It is not necessary that so you can have only one kind of a decision tree. So see here in this we have considered the refund. So in this tree, refund is first and then marital status is the second splitting attribute and then taxable income. Okay, so this is one kind of a decision tree that we have put. So you can have one more kind of a decision tree also. It is not necessary that you need to choose only this refund as the first splitting attribute. Even you can choose the marital status first or taxable income first. Okay, so here we have considered marital status first and then we have considered refund and then taxable. So this is one more kind of a decision tree that we have built for this training record. Okay. So now the thing is, see how we can that is classify a given test record. So that is how we can assign the class label to a new unseen record. Okay, so see here we have got a new record here. See for this I need to assign the class label now. So using the constructed or built decision tree. So this was the decision tree that we have built. Okay, so what we will be doing is we will traverse from the root node. We will start from the root node and we will check for the attribute test conditions here. So initially, so we'll start with the first test condition, that is refund. So refund they have given is no. Okay, so we will be checking for the refund. Okay, so since they are given it as no, okay, so see here it is given as no, so we need to traverse this path. Okay, so next after this, okay, so next test condition is that is marital status. Okay, so we'll be checking for marital status since it is given as married here. Okay, so since it is given as married, so we'll be traversing this path. Okay, so married, so we'll be traversing this path. See, once we traverse this path, we will directly get the class level that is no. Okay, so that will be assigning here. Okay, so the class level that is assigned to this test record is no. So that is we have traversed from the root node. Initially, we have checked for the test condition that is refund. Okay, so refund they are given as no. Okay, so we will traverse this right path, and then marital status that is given is married. Okay, so we'll traverse this one. So since we reach at the end of the node, that is a leaf node, so we'll assign this leaf node class level to this record. Okay, so this one is classified as the that is class level assigned is no here for this test data. So again, say coming to that is general approach that will be following in the classification. I told that say using the that is learning algorithm, we will be building a model here. Okay, so that is using a learning algorithm. See here for this algorithm, we are using a decision tree induction algorithm for learning the model with the help of a training set. Okay, so once we build the model, we'll be using that model in order to classify a test set. Okay, so test set will not be having the class levels assigned to it. So for these test records, we need to apply the model, and we will need to find the class level for these records. Okay, so this is the general procedure that we will be following in the that is decision tree classification task. So initially we will be learning a model here with the help of a decision tree algorithm. Okay, so we'll construct or build the model. So later we will be using this model in order to classify the test set. Okay, so we need to assign the class levels to these test set. So we'll use the model, okay, and we will apply the class level to the records. So now coming to the design issues of the decision tree induction algorithm. See how we can design or construct a decision tree. Okay, so in order for the learning algorithm while designing a decision tree, so it has to address the two issues here. So first one is how should the training records be split? That is how we can split the training records here. So we will be having a collection of training records here. So how we can split them, on what basis we can split them, that is the decision or the design issue that must be considered by decision tree algorithm here. So as we know, see this decision tree induction algorithms, it will be applying a recursive steps here in order to build a decision tree. And at each step, it will be selecting an attribute test condition to divide the records into smaller subsets. Okay, so in order to implement this that is recursive step, see we must have a method for specifying the test condition here. Okay, so each step, say we'll be choosing one attribute as a that is test condition here. So for example, see in this tree, so see here each step we'll be choosing one of the test condition. That is first we will be choosing refund and then marital status and taxable income. That is for dividing the test records here. So we must have method for specifying these test conditions here. Okay, because we'll be having different kinds of attributes here. For each of these attributes, we must have a method for specifying the test condition. Okay, so once we specify these test condition, and also we must evaluate these test conditions. So whether this test condition which is chosen, whether it is good or not. So for evaluating the test condition, we must have measure. So this is the thing or the design issue that must be considered while designing or building a decision tree. That is the first thing. That is how should the training records be split. So at each step of the decision tree algorithm, say we'll be choosing one of the attribute as a that is a splitting test attribute. Okay, and say we'll be dividing the records into a purer subsets here. And at the next step, again, we will choose one of the attribute as a splitting test condition. or the attribute, and then again we will divide the attributes here. So while choosing these test conditions, so we must have the method here in order to choose the right test condition. Okay, and also say once we choose the test condition, so we must be able to decide whether the chosen test condition is good or not. So we must have a measure for evaluating the goodness of each of these test conditions. So this is the first design issue. See, second design issue is how should the splitting procedure stop, or when we must stop the splitting procedure. Okay, so for stopping this splitting procedure, okay, so that is termination of this decision tree construction process. See, for that we must have a stopping condition here. So see, if you got 100 records here, so then when you are going to stop the construction of this decision tree or splitting of these testing records here or training records, so for that we must have a stopping condition. Okay, so normally say we will be stopping the construction of a decision tree. See, once all the records belong to the same class, that is one of the stopping condition we can consider. See, once all the records, okay, or maximum records, they belong to the same class, then at that time we can stop the growing of this tree, decision tree, or else, say, suppose if all the records they have got the same identical attribute values, then also we can stop the construction or building of a decision tree. Okay, so this is the design second design issue that must be considered. That is when we must stop the procedure of construction of a decision tree. So for that we need to have a stopping condition here. See, one of the stopping condition is, see, once all the records they belong to the same class level, then we can stop the growing of a decision tree, or else once all the records they have the same identical values, then also we can stop the construction of a decision tree. So now coming to the first one, that is methods for selecting the attribute test conditions or for expressing the test condition. Okay, so in order to specify this test condition, see, we have got two methods here. So one is based on the attribute types, we can specify this test condition. See, we know what are the different kinds of attributes that we will be having in the data. So one is the nominal attribute we can have, or ordinal or continuous. So based on this, we can specify the test condition, or else based on the number of ways to split the data. Okay, so either we can split the records into two, that is class levels here. Okay, that is two-way split, or we can divide the records into multiple class levels, that is multi-way split. Okay, so in order to specify the test condition, say we can choose either of these two methods. So one is based on the attribute type. Based on the attribute type also we can specify the test condition here. That is whether it is nominal, ordinal or continuous. So based on that we can specify the test condition here. Or second thing is that is based on the number of ways to split the data. Okay, so either we can split the data into two class levels, that is using two-way split, binary split, or we can also split the data records into multiple class levels here, that is using multi-way split. Okay, so see here, first one, that is based on the binary attributes, we can split the data here. So if you consider any binary attribute, okay, so it will be having only two possibilities or two outcomes here. So binary data, okay, so our binary attribute, say it will be having only two outcomes. Okay, so here test condition for these binary attributes, say we can specify the outcome for them in only two ways or two possibilities. Okay, so if it is a binary attribute, say it will be having only two outcomes. So for example, body temperature, if this is the test condition that you have chosen, see, for specifying the that is outcome of this. Okay, so we have got only two outcomes here. So one is warm blooded or cold blooded. This is a binary split. So second one is, suppose if it is a nominal attribute. Okay, so nominal attributes. So see here, so in this again we have got two kinds of that is possibilities for expressing the that is the outcome. See here in the first one, that is multi-way split, we'll be having multiple partitions here for splitting the test attributes. Okay, so for example, if we consider the marital status, say marital status is a multi-way split, it is not a binary split. So because it has got the multiple outcomes here, okay, based on the test conditions. So either it can be single or divorced or married. So we have specified a multi-way split here. see for this nominal attribute, that is marital status. Okay. Suppose if it is a binary split. Okay, so if it is a binary split, okay, so we have got two that is partitions here. We can divide the that is records into two partitions. Say one is, for example, so if you want to consider again marital status, you can divide like this. One is married, and then second one is single or divorced. So we have combined single and divorced into one that is partition, and then married is separate. Okay, this is a binary split. We have considered two splits here. And again, so one more partition is like this. Single is one side, and then married and divorced is other side. And one more possibility is single and married and then divorced. So like this, we have splitted the data into two subsets or the partitions here. Okay. So in multi-way splits, we will be having multiple partitions, that is more than two. And in the binary split, see, we have got only two subsets or the partitions here. So this is completely based on the that is attribute values here. So that is the nominal attribute values we have performed the partition. Okay. Next, third one, that is if it is an ordinal attribute. Okay, so for ordinal attributes, again, we can either have a multi-way split or a binary split. Okay, so in case of multi-way split, see, there will be many partitions, and each of these partitions will be containing the distinct values. So in binary split, we will be having only two subsets or the partitions here. Okay, so again, so see here, if you got the shirt size, okay, so shirt size, see, we have divided into two splits here. That is, one is small and medium, large and extra large. Okay, so the thing that you must be careful here is, see, we must maintain the order property of these attributes. That is, if we consider the order here, that is smaller to large, first small will come, then medium, large, and extra large. Okay, that is for the shirt size. So this order we must maintain while performing the splitting here, splitting of attributes. So if this is the correct splitting, because we have got a correct order, that is small and medium, and then large and extra large. And second, again, one more correct way of that is splitting is small, medium, large, and extra large. This is also fine. But if you come here, that is shirt size. Okay, it has been combined here. So see a small with the large, medium with the extra large. So we can't perform a splitting in this way because it is not going to maintain the order of these ordinal attributes. So we can combine small with the medium because see, after small we'll be having the next size, that is medium. Okay, and then after large we'll be having extra large. So here small and then medium, large, and extra large, like this we can perform the that is combination. But here, see, in the third example, the small and large has been combined here, and medium and extra large. So this is not going to maintain the order property of the ordinal attributes here. So this is not a right way to partition the data. Okay. So it is better to consider this one. And even we can have a multi-way split also. That is, multi-way means we can have small as one of the partition, and then medium as the second, third one is large, and last one is extra large. That is a multi-way split for the ordinal attributes. Okay, now last one is that is for the continuous attributes. See, continuous attributes, they will be having some range here. So in order to specify the test condition here, so we'll be using a comparison test here. Okay, so like this. So A is less than B, or A is greater than or equal to B. That is, attribute value will be checking whether it is greater than this value or it is less than this value. That we will be checking in order to perform the split here. So see here. So annual income. Okay, so we had considered annual income greater than 80K, so that we have splitted. If it is less, then we will be considering this partition. If it is less than, then we'll be considering this partition. That is a two-way split or binary split. And in multi-way split, so we can specify the range here. So we have specified the range. Okay, so see here. So 10K, that less than 10K, that is one partition, and then 10K to 25K, that is second partition. 25K to 50K, that is third partition, and 50K to 80K, third next fourth partition, and fifth partition is greater than 80K. This is a multi-way split. So binary split, so we can perform based on the condition, that is greater than V or less than or equal to V. Yes. So that is one thing. Okay. So for one more partition is that is based on the that is range here. Okay. So we can consider in between range, that is less than 10K to greater than 80K. So in this range, we have splitted the attributes here. Okay, so that is we have multiple partitions here. Okay, so this is the first that is design issue that we need to consider while designing a that is or building a decision tree. Okay, so that is based on the attribute type. Okay, so we have decided on how to uh, specify the test condition. Okay. So next thing that is about the that is stopping procedure. About that we shall be studying in the next class. Okay, so just wait for